Pat, good to see you.
I'll see you.
Can I just start by asking you about Sully?
Yes.
He's signed his first professional contract. We've seen what he can do. Just give us a little bit of your thoughts on his development and that kind of thing.
So when he's come in and got the opportunity with the first team training, he was doing well with the youth team, and do you know what? He fitted in really well. He was just so mature, got on well with the lads, and there was performances. He had no fear. That was the biggest thing. He had no fear, and obviously we gave him the opportunity, put him in, and he's just performed to a high standard for his age, and he just wants more, and that's the good thing. He wants to learn, he wants more opportunities, and every time we put him on the pitch, we can trust him, and he's given us that trust in training every day. So we're delighted he signed his professional contract, and now he can push on from here.
He sort of made his mark straight away, didn't he, at Prenton Park with that tackle after he came on?
Yeah, he did, yeah. I think that was a big moment. Do you know what I mean? Going into men's football and putting your marker down. And that tackle was talked about back here. I think all his mates in the youth team quite liked it as well. And it gives him that standing with the first team players as well. And then, obviously, he's played quite a number of games after that and has performed really well. And we've got high hopes for him.
And you'll know, having worked in academies throughout your career, the sort of hard work starts now for him, doesn't it? In effect, because he's got his pro contract and now he has to kick on.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the biggest things is for a young player is being resilient and learning how. Like yesterday, he went and played back in the youth team, and that's what's going to happen. He's going to come and train with us. He's going to get some game minutes. He's then going to go back in the youth team and play some more minutes, and he's got to find that way of managing himself to be consistent every day and not be disappointing. So let's say we get 4, 5, 7 players back, he might have to be training with us but not get many minutes. And I've seen it before where young players think, oh, that's it, now I'm in and stay in. It doesn't work like that. Over the next couple of years, he's got to find a way to keep pushing himself, to keep pushing his development, so then he gets more minutes, and then all of a sudden he ends up becoming a starter or a regular coming off the bench, and that'll be the challenge for him, like all the young players. But what he has got and what we've seen is that temperament to do that.
He's still got a bit of growing to do as well.
Yes.
By the look of him. It's nice though, and I spoke to Finder Lapp about this, that the players in the academy and in the youth team can see that pathway now, which they haven't always been able to see necessarily, but it is there out of necessity on occasion, I know. But players like Jamal, who's been on the bench a couple of times, and Camille, and obviously Josh Taroni, they can see that pathway, which is important.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't got the biggest squad, so Jack and Taz and a few of the others have really took their opportunity this year in training and gave us that moment for us to go, yeah, they can do it and they can add something to the squad and the team. So I think it's brilliant for all the players from 9s all the way up to the 18s to see that pathway, and it gives everybody a lift, and it gives the staff a lift in the academy, doing a great job. It gives all the young players an opportunity. If they get an opportunity, then the next one could be me, and that could be a 16-year-old, a 50-year-old at the minute thinking, right, in a year's time. And myself and Gary, we're, like you say, we've been in the academy system before a long time, and we want to give young players opportunity, and it's a big thing for the clubs as well. And we want them to grasp it and take it on to the next level, and hopefully we're doing that at the minute.
Turn to the weekend now. By looking back to last weekend, what was the debrief like on Monday? Because it was a good first half, and we all know you've got to take your chances when they come along, and then slightly disappointing in the second. What was the debrief like?
It was, I think, obviously you have a few days to think about it and take stock really. And I thought first half was probably one of our, without the last little bit, was our most dominant performance in a half for the season, and we just didn't have that final bit of quality. I mean, I think we had the most touches in the box of teams in the whole league. So it just tells you how dominant we were. But that final pass, that shot, we didn't really have the quality to do that. And like you say, is you knew, and it's football, isn't it? Both halves are never the same, and they probably got themselves together a little bit and came out and actually gives them a lift that they've not gone behind really, and think, right, we're still in this, and that's how it panned out. What we need to do is have that consistency from the first half and keep it going in the second, and hopefully turn that dominance into goals and then obviously winning games. So I think that was the disappointing thing. But actually, when you take a step back and look how far we've come in terms of we having Peterborough here last year, and they probably dominated us. I think you have to just take stock with that and see how far you've come, and hopefully we can just keep that first half performance going into Saturday.
Consistency is a word that I actually have written down on the notepad. How do you get that consistency? Is it a coachable commodity?
It's like anything. I think it's confidence and belief, and we always knew that coming off the back of a run of games, and especially the performance against Bolton and how that panned out, that it was going to be a difficult game, and every game's difficult in this league, and it's trying to be as consistent as possible, and we're trying to find that at the minute for 90 minutes. I think that's our challenge. Not so much, even when you look back at the Doncaster game, for instance, how outstanding we were second half, and then obviously first half was different again. So I think the challenge for us is to believe in ourselves for longer periods, know what we're about, and try and perform over longer periods of the game. You know in the game that every team's going to have their moments. It's how you get away with stuff and how you manage that. But then when we're on top, can we take advantage of that?
Now, Wimbledon on Saturday, I think they're unbeaten in 7. So they're showing a bit of consistency, and it's up to you to bring that to a halt.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's going to be a brilliant challenge for us. They've been excellent this season since coming up. Johnny Jackson's done a great job, and they're a tough team to play against. They're, like you say, in great form. Won 5 out of the last 6, top of the form guide. So we know what's ahead, how difficult it will be. But then I would say that our away performances have been really good lately. We've played 5 away, and you think back to the Stockport and Barnsley games early on, where we should have got points out of them performances. And then the last 3 we're unbeaten in, which is Huddersfield, Doncaster and Cardiff. So we 2 clean sheets in that. And so we're going into our away form with a lot of confidence, and off the back of a reaction from last week.
Does away suit you? I know Gary was asked this last week, but does playing away suit this Burton side at the moment a bit more?
I think it looks like that at the minute. I don't know what that would be down to, because last year we were very good at home in the last 4 or 5 months of the season. So I think we are. I think we're difficult to break down. I think we're good on the counter, and we're not conceding that many. I think obviously we want to score more, but our challenge will be huge on Saturday, but one that we're relishing, and one that we can go there and hopefully get a good performance, which gets us something out of the game.
I'll just ask you about a couple of players. Dylan Williams and JJ McKinnon, well, they both came off, unfortunately, at the weekend. How are they looking?
They won't be available for this week. Dylan's got a groin problem, a little tear in his groin, so I think he'll be out for 4 weeks, 5 weeks. JJ's not as bad, we don't think. Just a pinch in his hamstring from the nervous system, so he just hopefully that will settle down over the next week.
So it doesn't get any easier.
No.
For you, I was just got some of the long-term boys as well who asked for a while. Jasper, obviously, with his blisters. Terence coming back from the injury that he suffered in pre-season. James Jones, who we haven't really seen much of at all, and Julian Larson as well. Are they coming on?
Lars is back on the grass next week, so that's good. So hopefully he should be available in a couple of weeks' time. We build him up over that period. the rest are quite similar really. We just got to take our time with them, not rush them back. Terence is probably and Jasper are probably ahead of Jonesy in the fact that they're back on sort of building up on the grass a little bit. So hopefully over the next 2 or 3 weeks we could see how we can push them on and get involved a little bit more.
Makes selection easy though, doesn't it?
Yeah, we haven't got that problem. No, definitely not. And like we say, great opportunity for the young lads, and also I think it galvanises you a little bit, and we've seen that we're picking up niggles each week really, and we've got to dig in, and the players I think realise that, and if they're carrying something a little bit now, they all know that everyone has to stand up and be counted, and we'll go there Saturday full of energy and ready to perform.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Hi Pat. We're talking briefly about the game last week against Peterborough and talk about the amount of touches that we had in the box. Do you think we're not used to that amount, because that's not how we.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's different, isn't it, in this league, the way we are, that sometimes we would, in games where we're sitting off and not getting as much of the possession, it's actually a lot of our home games, we've had a lot of the ball, where with either, like for instance, the Lincoln game where they score in the 20th minute or around that time and then drop off us and let us have it, and it's down to us to try and create them opportunities. And like Saturday it was 0-0 and we were quite dominant, and I think they sit off and like try to take it in. We've just got to have a little bit more guile in the final third, a little bit of quality with our crosses, with playing our way into the box a little bit more, and just having a bit more quality to get good opportunities and threats. And it's things that we've been working on in training on a constant daily basis, and hopefully we can make that turn over the next few games.
Great news about Sully and the contract. And yesterday we also had the news that the Albion college side beat Villa.
I saw that,
5-2.
5-2, yeah.
So definitely. How does the college side fit with the development path?
I think obviously they're separate, but they link in. Like if there's an opportunity, if someone's doing well in the college scheme, and there's an opportunity for places and to go into that squad. I think it happened. The youth team played Blackpool. I think it was either last week or the week before.
Yeah.
Last week, and I think a few of the lads moved up from the college scheme into that. So it's a great system that works for everybody, and it gives the players in the college scheme another pathway and another opportunity. And then, like you say, and then a lot of the young players are coming up with us. So it's great all round, really.
Can I ask a question about Alex Bannon? He was out on a season loan, but they're in Ireland. Their season's finished.
Yes. Yeah.
Is he coming back, or?
I think at the minute, there's talks around what happens with that situation. I don't think there's been a definite answer. So I think there's ongoing talks, and probably the manager will be able to answer that once he's back.
Okay. Moving on to Saturday, we're in a situation. Last week we were talking about Peterborough, who were at the bottom of the table and probably in a false position. We're talking about Wimbledon, who've come up and now in fourth position.
Yeah.
That wasn't expected, but it's going to be another tough game.
Yeah, without a doubt. Very good at home. I think they've only lost one game at the start of the season, and that was a last-minute goal against Cardiff, I think. So they're very dominant at home. But like we say, if we do the right things and we perform to our level, we'll definitely give ourselves an opportunity to take something from the game.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.